Hey, I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why I chose this Class B RV, specifically this Chevy Roadtrek. Hey, my name's Nicholas Dembski from the Single Dad Nomad, and I decided to move into this 1999 Roadtrek right here that I have completely customized to make it totally off-grid. I bought this in July of 2020, had to spend a few months fixing it up and customizing it, of course, to make it actually have a proper living space for my daughter and I. I did this because now I don't have to pay any rent, I don't have any electric bills that I have to pay, and for people thinking that I might have to, plug into a campground all the time to get my electricity, I don't have to. This is totally off-grid, as I mentioned. So I really get to avoid all those fees of campgrounds, which are actually now even more expensive than rent in many parts of the country. So this has been a great way to save money. I moved into it officially in September of this year, 2020. So I brought it all the way from Michigan down here to Southern California. But in this video, I want to let you know exactly why I picked a Class B and specifically a Roadtrek. Let's check that video out right now. So you might be aware that there are actually 3 classes of RVs. There's Class A, B, and C. My Roadtrek here is a Class B RV. This is the most compact style that you're going to see of RVs. In fact, a lot of people don't even realize this is an RV when I've been driving it around. They think it's just a big white van. And so the reason I like having a Class B RV, not only because of its discretion, is also that I'm going to get better gas mileage on it. And as compared to a Class C, it might not have as much space, but again, it's quite a bit lighter than any of the Class C's, so I can go quite a bit further off-road than I think a lot of Class C's can. As you can see, we're out here right now on public lands, basically in the middle of the desert. I don't know if I would have wanted to bring anything bigger than this out to where we're at, just because of the sugar soft sand, and it's also kind of washboard road on the way out. So, I really like having this for its mobility as well. But let's actually take a moment to go check out the inside for a minute. There's a few cool things that I want to show you. So let's go. So we are back inside now, and with the second reason that I really wanted to have this Roadtrek, this Class B, instead of a different option. And one of those different options would be something that you see a lot on YouTube, is a lot of people do their own custom builds inside of like a Ford or a Dodge or a Sprinter or something like that. And I just didn't really have the confidence to really build something completely for myself like that. So going this route of the Roadtrek really has everything I need on the inside, everything from kitchen to bathroom to bed to living space to working space, etc. But I have been able to build a few things in here which have really made it livable. So let's run through those real quick and I'll show you what I've done. So I was able to install this curtain behind me. It separates the kitchen from the front half of the van. It was a fairly easy install, no problems with that at all. You can see how I have that just screwed up in there on that bracket, and there's the same thing on the other side. Pretty simple. And then I just had to put that rod in between them and hang the curtain, and it's a blackout curtain, so that's pretty nice to just separate the light if I'm working in the morning in here and my daughter's still sleeping in the bedroom. I also installed a curtain up front here that separates the cockpit from the back 2/3 of the vehicle back here, and that was even a less invasive install. I used this bungee right here and then just set it up on this ledge over here, because there was nowhere really to screw in over there, so no problems and not get in the way of it from opening up. And speaking of this little corner over here, I also added this little hook back here for my keys, so I can just hang them up easily when I come into the van. But between these 2 curtains is what I'm really proud of that I built. It's my TV and workstation, and I will show you what I've done. So there used to be 2 rear seat passengers. There's one right here, and then there was one right over here, but this is what I built instead. I removed it. I built this custom box right here where I can keep all my electronics and sound system. I got some plants growing right here, and then I put in this 43-inch TV. I can work on this as well as use it for entertainment. And what is really cool, I'm going to show you what I built here, something that I'm really proud of. Never did this before, but it's a bracket that allows it to swing all the way out. So you can see how this works. You can see this bracket is made out of this is reclaimed wood from a cabinet in the back that I'll show you that I rebuilt. This as well. And then the actual bracket back here. And then this is how the TV can come out. So you can see the difference in that position right there, how it can go all the way from back there to all the way up here. And so this makes it possible when I open up this front curtain right here and use this passenger seat that's swiveled around. You can see it's reverse, but you can sit right there and look at the TV back here like that, and someone can sit there and watch as well. And this seat over here can swivel around, and we can have 3 people if we want watching this TV kind of in a theater mode, since it swivels out like this. And like I said, I had some reclaimed wood that I used to make that TV bracket up there, and it was from this cabinet back here. You can see that's all different wood than what's normally up here, and that's because this cabinet back here, when I bought this vehicle, was just a mess. There was just all kinds of rotten wood and stuff in there like that, so I completely gutted it out inside and outside. Built this new cabinet back here, put up all those brackets and stuff like that. Also, we shouldn't fail to mention that on this bed right here, I custom cut a 3-inch foam mattress and added it to the padding that was already here. So this has been one of the most comfortable beds that I've ever slept on. I actually love sleeping in here. This is great. And then I really want to show you the crowning jewel of this vehicle real quick, and I'll probably have to do an entire video on this later on because there's actually so many components to it. But you can see one piece right here. This is telling me how much battery I have right now in my lithium-ion batteries that are powering every electronics in here. I have installed a whole bunch of solar panels, batteries, charge controller, inverter, all this kind of stuff. Wired this entire thing to make it just totally off-grid, and I'm really proud of that. But again, I'll have to show you that in another video because it's just kind of a lot to run through for just this video that we're doing real quick. And you know, so a lot of those components I've installed underneath this seat right here and right here like I was showing you, and then the solar panels are up on top outside of the vehicle. And so speaking of being outside, let's head back outside real quick for the next reason that I picked this type of vehicle. Here we go. Whoa, and we are back outside talking about the third thing that I really appreciate about having this Class B Roadtrek is that it has lots of stealth camping opportunities. Now, I did tell you that a lot of people don't even realize this is an RV. It obviously looks a lot like just a big white van. And in fact, it's so stealthy and doesn't look like an RV at all that someone actually called the cops on us while we were out camping on public land. One of the least suspicious things you can do, but of course, because it's a big white van, it just looks suspicious. But that's only happened once. It's really not that big of a deal. I still like having this. I still like being able to use it when we want to actually stealth camp in places like Walmart or Cracker Barrel or the Home Depot, someplace like that, when we need a quick place to sleep, and we can also use the Wi-Fi of said establishment. Furthermore, this is just a beast of a truck that Roadtrek built these vans on. They're actually custom-made fiberglass bodies, but what's most important is that I think they're on top of these Chevy C3500s. Now, these are absolutely bodies of vehicles. That's because they have a 5.7 V8 engine that is just an absolute beast, and it has an absolutely rock-solid, bulletproof transmission that is just never going to fail, even though this is a 1999 and has about 250,000 miles on it now. I fully respect the transmission in this truck. It's got this fantastic tow hitch on the back. It's the full package. I could add on another trailer if I wanted to onto this thing, and I could tow that around if I needed it. But let's move on to the fifth and final reason that I really chose this Class B Roadtrek RV, and that's all the amazing Roadtrek features that you get on the inside. So let's head back in there. Transition. Whoa, we are back inside, and the final reason that I really picked this Roadtrek for my Class B RV was because all of the custom Roadtrek features that make it so sweet. First things first, you're gonna notice I'm getting really good light on my face right now, and that's because this vehicle comes with these 3 skylights / starlights. They're really nice both during the day to bring in natural light and at night to check out the stars. I love these. This is a Roadtrek feature. All Roadtreks have these, so if I'm ever driving down the road and I see a vehicle that has these 3 windows up on top, I know it's a Roadtrek. I always throw my arm up out the window and wave to them, throw them a little "what's up?" And I already told you about their custom-made exterior fiberglass bodies, but what I didn't tell you about was how they also custom-made the interiors of these. So they dropped these floor pans down several inches to be able to give room in here. You can see this. I'm 6'1", and I have a significant amount, like a hand's worth of room in between my head and in between my hat and the roof right here. So you get a lot of space on the inside, even though it just looks like a regular van from the outside. Love that about Roadtreks. And something else that you'll see above my head here is this track right here. Now this track, once I open up this bathroom, pulls out the curtain and slides all the way around, and then you can set up the shower head inside here. So you'll see that the floor pan is actually down here on the ground. So this entire floor right here will capture the water, and the shower's right here. This is a great space saver. This means that there's no extra space being taken up for the shower. You only have that space being taken up while you're using it. So another great Roadtrek feature. And they're also really nice showers. You get good flow on the water head, and we have a 6-gallon water heater, which might not sound like that much, but actually we can take probably like a 15-minute shower of really hot water and, you know, be done at that point and still have hot water left over. So it's actually more than enough for us. One thing I forgot to mention about these Roadtreks is these cushions right here. This is cold poured foam, which means that it is custom made into these shapes right here, and it doesn't have any creases or anything like that on the inside. So that means that these cushions just last forever and stay super comfortable. So I love that cold poured foam that they use inside of these cushions. It's just one of those extra cool things that Roadtrek does for you. Speaking of cool, they also do a great job with this 3-way fridge. You can run it on AC, DC, or propane. Now, I actually just keep it on propane, and then I keep it on the 2nd of the 6th highest setting for coolness, and that's more than enough. Even has a freezer on the inside that holds at least like a week or more's worth of meat during dinners and stuff like that. So this is an awesome fridge. It's actually quite large. I'll show you how much I have in there right there. That's the fridge itself, freezer up top. So love that 3-way. You know, if you ever run out of electricity, you can still be running it on propane, and this thing uses barely any gas at all. It's just a tiny little pilot light that it runs, and only some of the time. And then you won't be able to see these while I'm talking about them, but you know, you have one battery that starts the engine in your vehicle. Well, these Roadtreks actually come with an additional battery in the back, an auxiliary battery that can run lights like this one, and it can run this fan up here and things like that. It can even run the fridge if I want to do that. So I actually have 2 batteries that were already installed, plus the things that I installed myself. So I just have a ton of electricity in this, and that's one of the reasons I love these Roadtreks, is it came stock with a lot of electricity already. And even if I ran out of electricity, it has a pretty nice generator on it. Now, me and my dad did have to replace almost every single part in it when we got it because it was all gummed up and nasty, but it's purring like a kitten now and starts without any problem. So it's great to have that generator as a backup in case we ever do run out of electricity for any reason. Hey, if you like this video, please subscribe and you're gonna see more like it. But in the meantime, there's another video right here that will show you my very first tour that I gave of this van. Or you can check out this one over here that will teach you about making money online while living in a van. Hopefully I'll see you in another video. Peace.